line before that made the former Senator Enrile famous to a lot of people. The line which he used to make himself known to people. Remember the words? Gusto ko happy ka. Gusto ko happy ka. Well, everybody wants to be happy. And if yan yung gusto mo, maging happy yung iba, then that is a good goal or desire that you have. Well, probably si Sarah Brand ay yun din yung isa sa mga bagay na gusto niya mangyari. Na maging happy tayo. Gusto ko happy ka. Well, I tried to look at the World Happiness Report of 2021, and I found out that the Philippines is ranked 61st out of 149 countries, and the score of the Philippines is 5.88, and the global average is 5.9. A little bit lower than the global average. Pero ito yung gusto natin, na maging happy tayo. But here the gospel tells us that joy comes from or comes with overcoming pain. Joy comes with overcoming pain. So if we want people to be happy, kung gusto natin na happy yung mga tao, as members of the Philippine National Police, iniisip ko, sabi ko, then we enhance the capacities of people so that they can overcome pain, or we mitigate the exposure of people to hazards, to threats, so that maging happy sila. So kung ma-mitigate natin yun, at ma-enhance natin yung capacities ng tao, then maging happy yung tao. But how do we do that today? We know, my dear friends, that your role is to maintain, among others, to maintain public safety and provide security. But we know that the public safety ecosystem has really evolved. It has changed so much. And so your role becomes more demanding, your role becomes more complicated, and you are expected to do more. Now that we don't only have the traditional hazards or threats like crimes, terrorism, or natural disasters, we do have non-traditional threats which are already striking our own people, like the pandemic. We were not prepared for that. The COVID-19, it's a non-traditional threat, but still the PNP has a role to play. And there are other non-traditional threats like the cyber crimes that we have now, and the climate change, too much heat and then significant brownouts. There are a lot of threats which strike a lot of people. At these things affect kung gaano ka-happy yung tao. So if the PNP has the role to maintain public safety and provide security, then to mitigate the exposure of people to these threats is a challenge to all of you. And to effectively address the threats, of course, you need to come up with something that may not be really familiar to you. Like the pandemic. The pandemic gave us the opportunity to come up with things which were not really so familiar to all of us. But then we were able to come up with something. And here the PNP is being challenged by the evolving public safety ecosystem. And the changes that we see, of course, will bring a lot of challenges to all of us. And the message that I would like to bring for us to experience happiness by overcoming pain is to learn how to adapt. In fact, the quite old book of Alvin Toffler has been telling us this reality that the illiterate of the 21st century are not those who cannot read and write. They are not the illiterate of the 21st century. The illiterate of the 21st century are those who cannot adapt. So since things are evolving so fast because of the technology, because things are evolving so fast, then our role also is evolving. And we need to adapt so that we can address issues that threaten the lives of people. If people are not at peace, then they are not happy. But then how can we address those issues which they are facing right now if we don't adapt to the changes that we see? So, ano dyan ang pinakamalaking challenge yan sa PNP, kung paano maging adaptable. Kung paano siya mag-adapt sa realities that we see right now. Of course, we can collaborate with other agencies and other stakeholders or coordinate with them. But then, as members of the Philippine National Police, in order to be able to adapt, ang mag-invest sa technology is really needed. Mag-undergo ng training is really needed. Hanggang doon pa nga mga resources ang kinahanglanan. So while we start ang young journey ni Police Colonel Rogelio Abran Jr. as Provincial Director, as we start the journey, we are faced with this reality that in our desire to make people happy, in our desire to maintain public safety and provide security, we need to be adaptable. We need to adapt to the new things that we see, but then we need to capacitate also our own selves. And in that area, we really need the help of the Holy Spirit. So it's a good start that we celebrate the Holy Eucharist to remind us that as we come up with the things that will make people happy, that means come up with things that will maintain public safety and provide security to our own people, we do need the guidance of the Holy Spirit in the steps that we take. And we need the empowerment of the Holy Spirit because we just cannot do things on our own. No matter how good we are, no matter how talented we are, no matter how trained we are, still, we need the power of the Spirit to overcome things, difficult things that threaten the lives of people. So, this celebration of the Holy Eucharist is our own way of saying to our own Lord, Lord, kung gusto mo na happy kami, gusto rin namin na happy sila. At maging happy sila, pag na-maintain namin yung public safety at nabigay namin yung security sa mga pamamaraan na hindi kami masyadong familiar siguro dahil bago yung ibang mga threats na nangyayari sa ngayon. But we come up with something that can really deliver what people need so that we can provide them with safety and security, which the Lord also wants them to experience. Instruments ngayon na desire ni Lord, desire ni God, na maging happy ang lahat. We all rise and then we offer